life that is keeping you from being happy. Whether or not it is your number one priority to be happy, for a lot of people, it is. And for a lot of people, there's obstacles that are keeping them from being happy. Whether it's something as small as not being able to see the light go off in the fridge before you close the door, or something as big as an unexpected death of a family member. After all, I know a little bit about this. Exactly 4 years ago. Exactly 4 years ago, I had to deal with one of the hardest things. I had to deal with one of the hardest things in my life. My father died. My father died from a heart disease. Or if you can imagine, that was hard on a 9-year-old, as it would be for anyone. I was always pretty upset about it, as you can imagine, but I realized that I had to make a change. Otherwise, I would be like this for the rest of my life. So every time I thought about it, I distracted myself from what was really happening. So that's how, at the age of 9 years old, I turned my life around. And that was my hardest battle.
Fortunately, not all of us have to deal with such a heartbreaking obstacle, especially for a student, but we have slightly different concerns.
Now that we're done with all that awkward stuff, all we ever hear in school is how everybody wants to be popular. And that's the only motivation anyone has. What about when you're in college and that stuff that keeps you motivated now doesn't matter? What's going to be your motivation then?
We're not saying that middle school or high school doesn't matter, because it does. Not just because of your grades that affect your future, or about popularity. But when you go to college, or even when you're out of college, you don't want to look back at the choices that you made and wish you wouldn't have spent so much time trying to be someone you're not.
Now you may be thinking, that is so cheesy, like that joke you made about the fridge. Well, do you know who else is? That guy at school, Kobe Jack.
Yeah, now get back on track. We only have 10 minutes.
Okay, anyway, let me ask you a question. Why can't anyone be happy with who they are? There's nothing wrong with yourself. All we ever hear in school is,
oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Why can't I look like that?
If you think that your only way to be happy is the way you look, then you truly have bigger problems.
Because there are so many ways to be happy.
But there's also so many ways to be unhappy.
Things you don't even know you're doing.
Like waiting around to do an assignment or procrastinating in general. Because every time you do that, you're just waiting to fulfill your life and your dreams.
Being a 7th grader puts a lot of pressure on you. Because sometimes you're insecure about the way you look or the way you dress.
Or that big tomato on your nose that experts call pimples or puberty. But really, you just look like Rudolph. Or that big wool sweater you're wearing. But nobody actually cares about the way you look. In fact, appearances are a small portion of what people think of you. We need to learn to be happy with our bodies because we don't always have a say in how our bodies look.
I have strabismus. Strabismus is when your eye muscle is weak and it either drifts to the inside or outside. For me, it drifts to the outside. When I was little, people would always say it was creepy or weird. I tried eye patches and eye exercises, but they never really helped. Almost every night, I'd cry to my mom, and she'd say, "It's all right, Gabbie, just ignore them." But how could I? So we went to the eye doctor, and they said that surgery would help. So I got surgery. That didn't help. I ended up getting 4 surgeries. They helped a little bit, but it never really did the trick. Still, to this day, people still come up to me and say, and point this out like I have wings or something, like, "Oh, Gabbie, your eye just drifted out." Tough crowd. Like Anna's hardest battle, this is something I have to live and accept every day. I never really thought about my other features, like my baby curls I got from my grandma, and my blue eyes I got from her mom, and my mom and her mom. My friends and family showed me all these amazing things. Happiness is truly a choice. We have to accept the good and bad and everything in between to get there.
What we have found is that people do not only care about the way you care for them, but the way you care for yourself.
I bet every single one of you has been disappointed in their lives for that stupid mistake you made when you were presenting.
Or that time you tripped in the hallway. But I bet anybody that saw you doesn't care at all what happened. They won't remember.
But do you know what they will remember? The time you called them crying about the bully at school saying that you were fat.
Some people say, "No, you're not."
But the right people will say,
"Why are you crying?" And stop caring about what people think about you now, or you spend the rest of your life caring about what anyone says to you.
Because yes, that was nice to say, but they will never really learn to be happy with their body and other qualities.
Now that we're done with that cheesy skit, let's talk about the science behind it.
Oh my gosh, Anna. We did some research at Happify Life, and we found out that 40% of our happiness is controlled.
Controlled happiness is the meaning we make in our lives. And 50% of our happiness is genetic, so people like our moms and dads.
For example, if your parents had depression, there's a big chance you'll have it too. But we all know with a growth mindset, we can fix part of that. And we're not all math geniuses here, but we all know there's another 10%. That 10% is what happens to you, what happens in your life.
A couple weeks ago, I asked my mom what the difference between diversity and adversity was. She told me that diversity was different cultures intermingling, and adversity was problems or difficulties in your life. I realized what my adversity was, my father, but we all know that I fixed that with a growth mindset.
So when you tell yourself every day you're amazing just the way you are,
you'll gradually become a little bit happier with yourself.
It will not only put you in a better mood, but also make your goals seem more attainable. We're living proof. Overcoming a health issue we can't control or an unexpected death of a family member isn't always easy, but we've done it. We just need to make a conscious decision to get there.
So what this whole refrigerated cheese speech means is that we need to learn to be happy with ourselves. And that is the key to happiness. Thanks.